So guys, the first thing I'm sewing is the sleeve. So this is the 3 inches that I measured. So I'm just going ahead to sew it. So I'll go ahead and sew the second one too. So the next thing I'll be sewing is the neck part, okay? Okay. So this is the back part that I cut before. So guys, I hope this is really obvious. So this is the back of the clothes. So I'm going to just go ahead and place this one that I cut before, the right side facing the right side. Then I'll place the other side too, the right side facing the wrong side. So this one is going to be in the middle of both. So this one is the back. So I'll facing this and this. Then I'll sew the three together. So I'm just sewing it by half an inch. So just finish sewing it. So I just opened it up now. And this is what I have. So as you can see, this is how it's going to look like. I just did it by half an inch. So I'll go ahead and join the front. So now this is the front of the back and the front of the front. So the front of the back and both will be facing front. The front will be facing each other like this. So now I'll go ahead and sew. So the front, I'll not sew this part. I'll go ahead and sew this other part. This is the part that I'll be joining now for the front part. So the part that has the button is going to be on the left hand side, while the other part is going to be, that does not have the button, is going to be on the right hand side. So that's how you're going to place it. So this is the front. So now I'm placing this front on this back. So I'm just going to place the front like this. Then pick one of the back. Then I'll use the second one. Just do it like this. So hopefully you understand this. So let me just show you again. So you can see this front is facing this front. So what I just did was just bring this over like this. Then I'll go ahead and sew it. So after I'm done sewing it, this is what I'll have. So I'll have this on the front and have this two on the back. So it's going to be a neat sewing. So remember this part is opened, right? So this part that is opened, I'm going to cut like 1 inch and use it to tape it. So guys, this is the stripe. So just make it like 1.5 inches wide. And I'll go ahead and tape it on this front part. So this can be confusing. So I would advise you make sure you know the front and the back. So this is the back, while this is the front. I'm just going to place this like this. Okay. So I'll sew it So after sewing it, just go ahead and tape this too on it. So guys, when I'm done sewing it, this is what I'll have. So you can also sew it the other way around if you want. So I'll fix my zip. I'll be using zip. So in case you are using button, so you'll be placing 3 buttons here, then 2 on the collar. So that's 5 buttons in total. But I am working with zip, not button. Okay, so now what I'll do next is fold sew this inside. So there are 2 ways of sewing this. So we can do it like this, just sew it in and then sew it, or let me show you the other way too. So we can also do it in this manner. I cut out this. So this is 1.5, that's 3 inches for the wideness. So I'm just going to place it in between this neck, this shoulder part, and sew it in. So you can either just sew it in or place this in between and sew it in, but I'll be using this method. So guys, after I'm done with that, I'm just going to go ahead and place it on it like this, so you can see. Then I'll sew it down. So just make sure this back part is covering the front. So it's going to cover it up. It's covering the neatness. So if you're using button too, it's still the same way. So you just put your hole here. I mean, put your button here, then put your hole here. So once I'm done, this is what I have. Just go ahead and sew this. So be mindful of this thing when you are sewing it so that it doesn't break your needle. Okay guys, so the neck part is ready. Only the collar left. So this is what I have after I'm done. So the next thing is the collar. I've added the wording to it. So I use soft wording for this. So if the material is thicker, I can use stay or paper stay, because I don't want it too thick and be choking the person or choking the person on their neck. So I just go ahead and sew it round. So I'll go ahead and notch this round. So guys, this is what I have after I'm done. So this part that I iron this, it will be on the inside. I don't want it to show on the outside. So I'm going to get the middle mark, the middle point, and notch it. So I'm going to notch that. So that's the middle point. So now I'm going to get the middle of this too. So you can see. So I'll get the middle too and notch it. So that I don't end up losing and sewing when I'm sewing it. So now the way I'm going to place it, this is the front of the cloth. So I'm going to place this part first. So the front facing the front. So remember I said I want the front of, I don't want the stay part to be on the front. So this is the notch part, that's the middle part. So I'm going to trace it all back. So in case you get to this part and it is excess, please reduce it. So it must not be too excess, it must be exactly on each other. It must be exactly on each other. Then I'll go ahead and sew it. So guys, I'm done sewing it round. So I'm trying to like cut all this away, all this excess zip away. So I'm going to go ahead and notch what I just sewed now, so that it's going to lay very well. So guys, after I'm done with that, I'm just going to go ahead and fold this in like this. So now the sewing is going to be on the inside. So when I'm sewing it, it won't be showing on the outside. So this is another method of sewing the neck part. So you can first pin it down, because so that it doesn't shift when you are sewing it. So I advise you pin it down first, then sew it round. So I'm done sewing it. So this is the front part. So this is the back part. Why this is the front part. So the challenge in white garment is the neck. That's the broader white garment. It's the neck. So once you get the neck, so this is how it is going to look like. So I believe I should have the exact measurement I want. Okay, so I think I'm having 18.5.2. So guys, that's it for the neck part. I want to quickly go into the flap part. So I'm just going to make sure the face and the face, they are facing each other. So from here to here, 7 inches, that's the pocket. I'm just going to go ahead and sew it straight down. So guys, in case you are done sewing this flap part and it has excess at the down, it's fine. Just leave it for now. Then the other side too. So you can see that this part that I just sewed, the flap is on the upper part. when I was sewing it. So this other side, the flap is going to be on the downside when you are sewing it. So just follow the same method. So guys, this is the pocket. So what I just did was I sewed this by half inch. That's the upper part. So I measured the 7 inches for the pocket, then sewed it in by 1 inch for the wideness. Then I sewed it round. So this is the only open part. I'm going to be joining this on the clothes. So this is the main cloth, and this is the pocket. So the right side will be facing each other. This is the pocket, right side facing each other. So the way I'm going to sew it, so if you have watched my previous videos, you understand this part very well. So this is the normal part, but I'm going to come in by 0.25. So the reason is so that the pocket is not going to be showing on the outside. So I'm just going to come in a little bit, then sew the pocket. So now I'll just turn it the other way around, then sew the pocket too. So I'm starting the sewing from the down. So I'll come in again by 2 points. Sorry, by 0.25. So I'll be using only this one side to explain. So the other side, you do it. I won't be doing it just to save data. So now I just tucked it in. So what I'm going to do next is just to place it very well, then sew it down. So I just placed it very well. So make sure it lays very well. So the pocket is not going to be showing on the outside. So I'm just going to like triple stitch or four stitch or fifth stitch on it. I'm just going to stitch on it very well so that it doesn't lose. So that's what I'm going to do on the second side. Then I'll be joining this flap too. And I'll join in this flap too. Then I'll get back. So guys, I'm already done joining the side. So I have excess flap. So I'm just going to trim that away. So you can go ahead and trim yours if you have excess. Yeah, so guys, after measuring the full length, so I have 65.5 inches after measuring everything. So I'm just going to, and I need 61. So I'll tuck in, instead of 4.5, I'll be doing 4 inches. Just want it. So that's just Tisha, guys. Just go ahead and sew this one. So you can pin it down first, or you can be measuring it as you are sewing it. So this is the flap part. This flap part is going to have excess, so you are going to pleat it. So you're just going to pick it in a way that it's not going to curve. So be mindful of this flap part. Make sure you pick it in a way it's not going to curve. So I just pick like 3 pleats there. Just tiny, tiny pleats. So I'll go ahead and continue sewing it around. So once I get to the other flap part, so I'll do the same thing. So guys, what I'm just going to do next is measure the armhole of the clothes. So after measuring, so I'll measure the same thing on the sleeve. So I have 11.5 here. So the sleeve, so I'm making the wideness 11.5. Then I'll sew it down, then fix it on the clothes. And that's basically all for this tutorial.
So this is the finished look after I was done fixing the button. Please do well to like the video, subscribe, and please share to people that needs it too. Please check out other tutorials in the description box and check out my other videos where I talked about how you can grow in this fashion business. See you all in my next one. Thank you so much for watching.